Hello, everyone, and welcome to a little something extra with me, Nancy Gianni, and my daughter,
the GiGi of this Playhouse.
Whoop, whoop, the GiGi of GiGi's Playhouse. Woo! We are so excited to be here, aren't we?
Yeah. What is a little something extra?
What is a little something extra? Your little something extra is your superpower. Not in the sense that you can fly or leap from buildings, but in how you inspire and motivate others, how you treat others, how you help others be better. You can inspire kindness. You can motivate people to chase their dreams.
What does that mean, Mommy?
What does that mean? It means your actions are your superpower. We all have superpowers. Sometimes we just have to find them. And that is what the show is all about, finding your superpower. So, Gigi, what do you think your superpower is?
Being a Generation G.
Being Generation G?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Be generous and be kind and be accepting.
Be generous, be accepting, be kind. And that's what leads us into our Gen G shout-outs today. Today we want to give a big Generation G shout-out to all the volunteers from around the world who have allowed all these amazing organizations to survive in the midst of a global pandemic.
We have COVID volunteers, food bank workers, frontline workers, non-profit advocates, GiGi's Playhouse, volunteers, and everybody out there helping others.
That's right. Everybody out there helping others, which is what we really should all be doing in this world, right?
Right.
We should all be helping each other. We should all be living the Gen G lifestyle. Well, I am really excited to introduce to you guys today an amazing couple that are really, truly living. They're married, yes, and living a Gen G lifestyle. Brooke and Justin Jackson. Justin is a professional basketball player who plays for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Justin's journey to success as a basketball player began when he won a national championship in high school, was the top recruit in the country, went on to the ACC Player of the Year and a national championship at North Carolina. He got drafted in the first round of the NBA draft. Most recently, he played for one of the most exciting teams in the NBA and now can further develop the game on the Oklahoma Thunder. The team with the brightest future in the NBA. Did you know that, Gigi?
Yes.
They're just really up and coming and ready to kill it. Now, Brooke was a stellar basketball player, too, in high school and in college at the University of Florida. Towering at 6'2", she played guard for 4 years and was on her way to a career in the women's NBA when she decided to end her basketball career and dedicate herself to making a difference in the world. How about that? Yeah. That's pretty amazing. Brooke is the co-founder of GiGi's Playhouse Sacramento and a huge volunteer and advocate for people of all abilities. Welcome, Brooke and Justin Jackson. Woo-woo!
We're amazing.
Oh, my gosh.
We're so happy to be here.
We are so happy to have you.
Hi, Brooke and Justin. I hope you're ready for my dance-off later.
Oh, we've been ready. We've been
practicing all night. We've already been stretching this morning. So
I love it. She has been talking about this dance-off for quite some time, you guys. So
I love dance-off.
I know. And you talk about Brooke and Justin all the time. So we are so blessed and honored that you guys are here with us today. It means everything to us. So we obviously know who you guys are, but could you give our listeners a little info on who the Jacksons are and how we got so lucky to have you enter our lives?
So I am Brooke and
I'm Justin.
And we have been married now for about 3.5 years. We got married when we were 21, right after college. And now we are living in Dallas, Texas, and soon to be moving to Oklahoma City with Justin's trade to the Thunder.
Which is so awesome. I can't tell you how excited. My son is like, Mom, they are like the team to watch. They are the up-and-coming team. They are like, he is so psyched that you're going to be there. You have no idea.
Yeah, it should be a good opportunity. So we'll see how it goes.
Oh, huge! You're going to kill it, brother. We already know that.
So how we got involved with the magical, incredible, nothing else like it, GiGi's Playhouse was when I was in college. My freshman year, Playhouse actually came to Gainesville when I was going to the University of Florida. and I became obsessed with it immediately. And I went and volunteered and then spent every possible second I had free in the Playhouse and just fell in love. And so then when we moved out to Sacramento after we graduated, there weren't any playhouses in the over there by California and in the West. So we were like, what are we doing? There's not one, so let's bring one and see, how that can go and just figure it out. And so that's what we did. And
so that's what we did so casually. So we just went there and decided to change the whole state of California because they hadn't had a playhouse there yet. You talk about it so casual that like this amazing college student decides to volunteer at a not-for-profit. And then when she moves away, decides to bring that not-for-profit to the new place. So, I mean, girl, you got to give yourself a little more credit here. That you're something extra, so beyond extra. You are so extra, and that's what I love about you. And you're so humble to even say, so there wasn't one, so we just decided to do it. It takes a lot to motivate an entire community to bring an idea, first of all, to bring yourself into a new community. I mean, you walked in there because your husband was playing basketball for the NBA. You walked in there, you didn't know these other people, and you walked in there and said, I'm gonna come here, and when I leave, it's going to be a better place. And you did that, and you continue to change the world everywhere you step. I'm just so beyond proud of you. And I just think it's funny that you talk about it like, so I just went there and I just was going to open this and I'm doing it. And now thousands of people are going to get free therapeutic and educational programs. I mean, it's a lot. And I know it took a lot. I know that, there was a lot of work that goes into changing an entire community and an entire world. So I thank you so much for that and for putting it out there and making it sound like it was nothing, because it's a lot. And
it's all because of you guys, obviously, or we would have never had the experience of getting to know something as incredible and beautiful as GiGi's Playhouse. So.
Well, you're awesome, girl. Gigi, you got a question here?
Brooke and Justin, what are you most proud of in your life?
I think pretty much the most obvious is being married to Brooke. I think that's pretty much the most obvious. But I think other than that, I think it is bringing GiGi's Playhouse to Sacramento. Obviously, we got traded here to Dallas, so it made it a little tougher for us to be fully engaged at first. But now seeing everything really coming and beginning to really become a thing. At first it was just an idea that we were trying to push and try to get people to go. But now we've got a huge team that's doing all they can out there in Sacramento.
Amazing. The most incredible women ever.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool now to see it really coming into fruition. So I'd probably say that's probably number 2.
That is so awesome. Brooke, now top that. What are you most proud of?
Well, yeah. Bringing in GiGi's Playhouse and being a part of that to Sacramento and just getting the honor of meeting those families and becoming family with them. And it has been like the most moving thing, most like impactful thing that I've ever experienced in my life, just being a part of something that's so much bigger than anything I could ever do on my own or think, it's just so much bigger. It's literally changing the world, what you've created. And so for us to be a part of that and then to have met the people that we met in Sacramento and now we have them forever, because of GiGi's Playhouse. So
isn't it crazy? Like when you realize the people that you meet, why God puts them in your life for whatever reason and how it's forever changed. Like you would think that somebody said, what are you most proud of? Well, that I'm in the NBA, or that for you, Brooke, like you chose not to be in the women's NBA because you wanted to change the world. Like you guys have a lot of professional things to be proud of. So I feel beyond blessed that you guys that you put GiGi's Playhouse in there, because you are just such a blessing.
Brooke, what did Justin do that made you love him so much?
Good question, Gigi.
This is a hard one. There's so many.
It's a great question.
I would say, of course, his dimples are, remarkable, and he's very tall and handsome and very hilarious and funny. Probably the thing that got me though is when we went to prom, our senior year of high school, and I saw his dance moves.
Oh.
And that kind of changed the game for me. I was just like, he's the one. There's nothing more to search for because he has it all. So probably his dancing and also his kindness. He's the kindest man in the whole world. So
that is awesome. Can I get one question in really fast, Gigi, and you can go again?
Okay.
Okay. All right, Justin, I'm going to throw that back at you now. I know Gigi asked Brooke, but what is it that made you fall in love with Brooke?
I mean, I think the first, like most obvious, was how beautiful she was. But then once I started to get to know her, she was just different, from the standpoint of, like you were saying earlier, like she just makes it seem like it's normal to just try to make the world a better place. And so for me, like that was way different, and that was something that was really big. So as I started to get to know her, it was like, dang, she's literally the full package. So I need to go ahead and put a ring on this one. So that's probably it.
That is awesome. Oh, I love that. Good questions, Gigi. I'm glad you asked that. Okay.
What are you most afraid of in your life?
I think probably something that just freaks me out all the time, just overwhelms my brain, is thinking of not like becoming like who I know God created me to be, and not doing all the things that I want to do in this life that I know I'm put on earth to do, just not accomplishing those things or making any sort of impact or, whatever. I think that's maybe.
That is such an awesome answer. And I feel you, girl. Like, you know what? Why did God give us all
Hey,
this?
it's my goal.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. So what about you, Justin? What are you most afraid of in life?
I think it's kind of along the same lines. For me, it's kind of missing out on any opportunity to really step into what I'm called to do. Obviously basketball is my job right now, and that's what I'm, most focused on. But, at times it's thinking, okay, is there really something else that he wants me to do? Is there another calling on my life that, I'm just kind of missing right now because basketball is so important. So I think that's kind of what I've been, wrestling with.
And you guys, again, I just have to go back to, you guys are so amazing that you even recognize that, and that's such a priority in your life, is that we're put here to make a difference. And yes, professionally, you're here making a difference in basketball, but in the lives of others. So you guys are just such a gift, and you're so centered in the fact that you recognize that and you fear it, because I feel the same way. I feel like, why did God give me all this? Why do I have these amazing kids and so much in life? And am I doing everything with it that I possibly can? Am I wasting moments? Don't waste moments, because we don't know how many moments we have. And here we have every opportunity to make a difference. So for you guys, where you're at in your lives, just being this young couple, just starting their lives out, and being so cognizant of that, I'm telling you, is amazing. And I'm just so blessed that I know you guys, because I can't wait to see what you're going to do, what else you're going to be doing in this world. Brooke, what is your something extra? Like, what motivates you to try and change the world every day? What is your motivation? What's your something extra?
So I think for me, growing up, and since I can remember, I've always been just different from other kids, just bigger, taller than everybody, all the boys. Like I was always towering over everybody, like looking my teachers right in the eyes, and like kindergarten, So I think from early on, I saw how mean people could be, and just so unkind. To people, those that were different or whatever, anything they could point out that was not normal, then they're gonna, do it, and that hurts and is a really painful thing to go through. But even now in the space that I'm in, just like with the world's perspective of an NBA wife and what that looks like, I am not that. So, I'm just I don't dress the same or look the same. And so just using that to my, as a strength, and seeing that as something beautiful, and to call that out in other people, and just to be something that says it's okay to be different. And
so awesome. And so well put, and something that I think people can learn from. I don't think anybody is going to look at you and think different. Honestly, that you look at you and you see beautiful, successful, amazing. And the fact that people made you feel different, is something. And the fact that you fight for people who wear their differences on their face because, you were tall, you had your differences. I love that you bring that up and that's what motivates you. Because that's what Generation G is. It's just like, that's why, I feel like building Gigi's Playhouse, when I think about our mission, we want to change the way the world sees Down syndrome and send a global message of acceptance for all. Acceptance for all is so important. So I feel like with the Playhouses, we're doing what we need to for Down syndrome. We're getting the kids ready for the world. But that next piece is the world ready for them. Are they going to be treated properly? It's just such a big piece, and I just love that you recognize that, and I just think you guys are amazing. I'm learning more. I thought I knew everything about you guys, but I'm learning so much more how deep this really goes with you guys, and I have to tell you, it's beautiful, and I have so much gratitude for you sharing it. You guys have a platform that you could share so many different things, and to share respect and dignity and Generation G is just a gift. So thank you so much. Justin, for you too, what keeps you grounded? I mean, you've had so many, when I go back and I was reading about all your accolades, everything you've done, how you've, since high school, been so successful and been an overachiever. I mean, what keeps you grounded? What keeps your perspective?
It's funny because it sounds as if we've rehearsed these answers.
Yeah, we literally haven't talked about this at all. I was actually upset with it. I'm like, we need to practice.
But yeah, I think for me, first and foremost, my parents growing up, they did a great job of making me realize that basketball and those accolades and success weren't the most important thing.
Awesome.
But as I got older, I always told myself that I wanted to look a little bit different than whoever it was that I was with. And so whether it was on the court, off the court, I just wanted somebody to look at me and say, okay, there's something that's just a little bit different about him. And so for me, it was always, my motto is trying to make this world a better place than when I got here. So, for me, it's, basketball, like I said, is my career. That's something very important. But at the end of the day, it's not the most important thing. And a lot of people take that as, well, dang, you don't take your career as serious as you should. And it's like, no, I do. But at the end of the day, when that basketball stops bouncing for me, there's going to be so many more things that are important to me. And so that's kind of what I've tried to live my life by, is just to be just a little bit different than the guy standing next to me.
Wow, that's awesome. And so true. And you already stand out that way. And you know what, that's the whole thing about the Something Extra. If one person can watch this or hear this and see this and make that change and just make that realization of why we're all here, and it's really to make the world a better place and to use a platform like yours, that's what this is all about. So I thank you so much for being so honest. All right, Jacksons, here we go. After everything is said and done, what do you guys want your legacy to look like? Or the better question is, how do you want people to remember you? What do you want that legacy, that Jackson legacy, to be? I think I already know the answer based on everything that we've talked about. But what do you want that legacy to be? What do you think it's going to look like in 20 years? Ooh. I threw that 20-year thing in.
My body. This question
I think I would want our family to be viewed as a family who was always striving to love and care on people. I never want to be a family that, anybody says that we shun somebody out or we, weren't accepting of somebody. I want to be that family where anybody and everybody can come to and hang out and talk to, and we can just love on them and care for them. And so hopefully that's what people say. I know it sounds small to probably most people, but I think that's kind of what I'm hoping for.
I think that's amazing. Amazing. It gave me goosebumps when I heard family. I was like, oh my gosh, little Jacksons. I can't even wait. How fun. And to see them, because you guys our kids are a reflection of us. We look at to see a little Brooke and a little Justin running around, and they watch us. Like, I love that song, Watching You, because
Really watching you.
Yeah, don't we sing it in the car all the time?
Yes, we do.
We sing it in the car all the time. And it's funny, they're watching the good, they're watching the bad, they're watching all of it. And then later in life, when you see them coming together and growing into themselves and who they've become, it's really pretty amazing. So thinking about your kids and where that can be is just puts a smile on my face. As soon as you said the word family, like I was like, woo, I got a total goosebump. Goosebump, you too?
No.
We got, just me? Oh, just No, she just knows me too well. I got goosebumps. You're right. So, Brooke, I'm sure that your
You
answer.
always do.
I know. I can't help it. Brooke, I'm sure your answer is somewhat similar. Do you want to change or add anything to that?
Yeah, just known for loving people well and creating a space for everyone that we encounter and get the honor and privilege of like meeting through this life. Just creating a space of acceptance and love and just letting them know that they're accepted as they are. And yeah,
That's so
that they can-
huge.
yeah,
It's a
appreciate
giant
that.
feat, girl. We still have, as much as, we're working towards acceptance and we're working towards accepting everybody. It's a big feat, especially for our people with disabilities. They are still, they're still allowed to be categorized, and we're still able to use, slurs that hurt them. And it's the one population of people that we're not protecting. Like we're out there, it's kind of the pat on the head type stuff. Like, oh, it's great that that's going on, but there's not change. People are still, just recently we had a senator, I think it was last week, who was talking about what's going on in the world with all the voting. And he was like, what's the matter with them in that state? Do they got an extra chromosome or something? How is that acceptable? They're still using the R word to classify our kids. I mean, and they're calling out Down syndrome specifically, and we're still allowing it. We've had kids being attacked in locker rooms because they have Down syndrome. And the reason it's not a story is because the kid had Down syndrome and nothing else. If it was something different, they would have done something about it. But because the child had Down syndrome, it wasn't a story. And so hearing you guys do this, knowing that we're fighting for this platform. I mean, acceptance of all is what we want. Our kids wear their diagnosis on their face, and I think that's why they're the best catalyst for change, but they can't do it alone. So having you guys, I mean, hearing that that's your life focus and your family focus is awesome, because everybody deserves a place in this world. And the fact that you guys are out there fighting for all, it's everything. It is everything. So thank you so much. GiGi, I know you want your part.
If you had only one message to give to the world, what will it be?
One message.
Yeah.
Can I ask you what message you would give? Maybe
Flip
give
it
me
back
some
on.
What
inspiration.
would yours be, Gigi? I already know.
Mine is Generation G, and I'm 18. I am a GiGi, and something extra.
And something extra.
Yes. Wow, what an answer.
And be kind and be pajamas.
Yes.
Okay.
Boom. Okay.
Boom.
Thank you for that
Try to
inspiration.
top that one.
I will never. I don't know, just
Beautiful.
that everyone belongs, and everyone deserves love and has value and something significant and beautiful to offer the world.
Awesome.
It goes, yeah. I would just, living in love is way better than living in hate. So why not live in love? That would be mine.
There's so many things that could be said.
Yeah, but I think that's kind of, especially you see how crazy the world is right now, with just everything going on, and how much division and hate there is. For me, it's sad because it's like I don't understand how somebody could live in that and be happy. I think that's one thing that I've realized. Like, love is really the only place that you can live that's going to give you happiness. And so, I don't know, living in love is the way to go.
Yeah. Try to find a way to get there. And it's so true. And that's just, love is the only way we're going to get through. I mean, I don't know what these next few years are going to be like. We have so much to repair. Much to repair. And I just keep going, okay, I see it, God. I'm going to keep going, Generation G. I still want acceptance for all. This is what we need. This is what will bring everybody back together. So, I mean, I pray for that every day. And again, and God brings me people like you guys who are helping us make it happen.
Well, we just want to say thank you to you guys, to the GiGi for existing and bringing this thing that has changed our lives forever and changed the world. So we're so grateful for you guys, because without y'all, we wouldn't have found this beautiful purpose and in GiGi. So thank you guys.
Thank
and
you
thank
guys.
You for existing GiGi.
The GiGi. Okay, Gigi, now you can ask.
Okay. Now, are you ready for a dance off now?
Whoop whoop! You ready for a dance off?
Absolutely.
Woo. Whoa!
Oh, geez.
Oh, look at your face!
You want me to take this on by myself?
I think we're gonna have to do it together. Yes, there's no way.
Your turn. Pass it on. Woo! Oh, there we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I feel. Woo! Oh, look at him.
Oh, my lips so luscious. The way I spice it up with the Mac brushes. L'Oreal got them watermelon
there it goes.
crushes. It's probably the reason all these boys got
feel it.
crushes. What you know about me?
All right, Gigi, back to you.
GiGi.
Oh.
Killing.
What you know?
Whoa!
My lip gloss be popping. I'm stepping in my life.
She got all the moves. That's what I'm saying. Not even talking.
What you know about me? What you know? It's in my lip gloss is popping.
Woo!
My
Oh,
lip
there we
gloss
go.
is too.
They're freaking it out. Pass it, Chief. Pass it to them.
When it's time for lunch, my lips still rock. Little mama.
Now that was a dance off. I cannot thank you guys enough. That was like such a big thing. So we do a little segment here that we just want you to stick around for, if you choose to, for one quick second to
forever.
listen. So Gigi does this thing that
boy.
she gives us her lifestyle and health, and she just always gives us different types of tips.
Do you say tips?
Did I say tips? Yes, I did say tips. And that's how she starts every segment,
She sings.
right?
You do not do, GiGi. You are the master of everything.
I know.
I know.
I know.
You need to teach courses on how to be the best
I
at
love it.
everything.
She was in a play and she played Betty Lou.
Yeah.
And she worked for T. So now, every time she hears the word, that is what happens. She'll stop anybody. I heard her the other day talking to an adult, like a woman, and I heard her go, the lady said something about, well, there's different tips. She goes, did you say tips? I'm like, oh, no, Gigi, don't do it. Don't do it. Next thing you know, there it went. So we've incorporated that into
That's my
her.
thing.
It's her thing. It's her Gigi thing. So
No, it's the DJ way.
it's the Gigi way.
Gigi way.
I don't know if on Instagram that's her Gigi way. So what are your tips that you're going to give us today, Gigi?
My tip is about dancing for you, Brooke.
Oh, of course, it's for you,
I need
Brooke.
them. I need them all.
Yeah.
Please, let's get a.
You need to work out, be strong, and have to dance for a long time. You need to dance like no one is watching.
Very true.
It's so fun. I dance and I sing so much that the Cubs let me sing there's an anthem. Did you see it? Did you? If not, then Google it.
Oh,
Google it. Oh, I saw it. Trust me.
I was going to say, I bet she saw it.
I definitely saw it. You were amazing.
Yes.
So at my point, dance and sing every day. It make you happy, right, Brooke?
Right.
Yes. Every day, throw in a little dancing and a little singing, and it'll make you happy. Thank you so much, you guys. This means everything to us that you were here. And I know it's such a busy time for you because you're moving. You've got so much going on in your life. And you guys took the time out to hang with me and the Gigi.
Yep, me.
And she talks about you guys all the time. So this was such a blessing. Thank you so much for sharing your something extra. Thank you for being Generation G all the time, because we know you guys are. And
Thank you guys so much for having us.
you guys are the best.
We're so honored.